as Tolkien fans, and maybe book collectors in general, we like our books to match. But except sometimes there's something of interest that you don't care if it does or not. So right now I'm going to be looking at one of mine, the Lord of the Rings Illustrated Edition by Alan Lee, one book edition. As of 2026, this is the newest form or variation of the one book Alan Lee edition to exist. I got this back in 2015 in celebration of the Return of the King's 60th anniversary. Let's get into it. I went for it because of the fact it is not a deluxe version, but it's has traits of them, and if one would consider it a deluxe version, it's different than the other usual HarperCollins. Now, since that my phone is not necessarily full, but I'll try and get through this video as quickly as I can without rushing it. Okay, so first things first, it's got a clear, transparent slipcase. But the problem is that it's a little flimsy. Not a lot of people like it because it's hard to get back in. As such, I recommend, if this is a book that you're actively reading, to keep it on your nightstand out of the slipcase and keep the slipcase on your bookshelf or somewhere else. When it's actually not being used at all, keep it in there just because it's a one book edition. It keeps it from opening all that lovely stuff. So I'm going to put the phone down so I can take the slipcase off for maximum handling of the book. Okay, now here's a clear slipcase on its own. As you can see, it has some writing on it that's not on the book itself. There, and it's got this neat little thing for the edge of the pages there. It takes the approach of looking like a deluxe in the sense that it's got the 3/4 style cover binding spine, whatever you want to call it. The image, this classic one from all the other one book editions, is right on the front cover. There's a spine with this neat little ring emblem, which you might recognize if you've looked at my profile, and then the rear cover. The normal hardcover versions, or other hardcover versions rather, feature a scene from the Battle of the Hornburg on the spine. But since this is slightly deluxe-y, they use that ring stamp. It'd be neat if they did a Hobbit and a Silmarillion. I know that ship has sailed, but just hypothetically speaking, with the clear slipcase, the Alan Lee Smog, and then Tolkien's dragon on the spine or something similar like that. But let's get into it. As we did with the usual collector's editions, I'm going to do the front and back. So here we have the map of Middle-earth with red ink where relevant or applicable to that particular map. And then at the back here. Now, like with The Hobbit, I wanted to get a basic low-cost or as low-cost version as possible of this particular book to have Alan Lee's original artwork in it before it got changed. Currently, there's the 3-book edition from 2020, which is also boxed with The Hobbit, like standard hardcovers with dust jackets. I believe all the exact same images are the same in this as in that, but I had this before that came out, and I didn't really see the need of getting, 2 illustrated versions by the same artist. Now, this one does have a unique feature, which I'm going to show you, but I'm going to put down my phone again for maximum book handling. Here we are. And this is what I mean by deluxe-y. Some deluxe editions feature something that folds out of them. If it doesn't fold out, they usually just have the photo paper there or whatever. This image has always appeared in the Alan Lee illustrated Lord of the Rings at the front, but not as 3 panels, not as, 1, 2, 3, not as a fold-out segment. So this version of this image is exclusive to this edition of the book. I'm just going to put my phone back down so I can fold it back in. And that's more or less it that I want to show you about this particular edition. There's no red ink in it anywhere, not even the runes or, and the ring inscription or anything like that. Also, this is a goof. It should say illustrated by Alan Lee right here in this white space of text, but also it, alas, wasn't. This is also a second printing with the incorrect year of 2005, but they started producing this in 2014 for the 60th anniversary. And lastly, it's got all the components of the Lord of the Rings, but for the scholars out there, here is some of the other stuff that it has. So that is pretty much it for this edition. Like I said, I wanted to get it to have Alan Lee's artwork, the original images that has been throughout the years. When this new version came out, I was initially skeptical because, it doesn't match with anything. Oh, look how big it is. Oh, the slipcase. But eventually, sometime later, when the Return of the King turned 60 instead of Fellowship of the Ring turning 60, that's when I sort of went, you know what, I'll grab it. Also, at that point in time, we didn't know what new other Middle-earth books or editions would come out. So I thought to be a nice little keepsake, even though it's nothing special. We're the year 2026. This is now officially out of print. However, it can be easily obtained by marketplaces and sellers online. Just, you can't get it brand new from the bookstore. And this is HarperCollins. It's exclusive to them as a publisher. The US did not get their own variation of this. And that is pretty much all I can think about to say before my video gets too big to save to my phone. Thanks for watching, and I'll do others in this format, others for this playlist, rather, the Tolkien illustrated books at some point in time. I wanted to get The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings out of the way, and then do the others bit by bit here and there. So keep an eye out for those. Thank you.